Hi, I'm Mike from Hud-Son Forest Equipment. Today we're going to go over our small Hud-Son guide and how to properly adjust it to your saw blade. And after that we're going to go through a parts breakdown so that when you call to place an order it'll be much easier and we'll ensure that you get the right part. Alright, here's our blade guide setup to show you how to properly put your blade into the guides and get them adjusted so that it'll work properly. There has been a few changes since about the winter of 2014. We added zinc plating to our guide pins. We didn't like that. It showed surface rust, so we made it a little bit better. When you go to put your guides on, you're going to have two adjustable bolts. This one will be controlled by a 9/16 wrench, and this is a 7/8 wrench. I'm using a little adjustable one just so I don't have to change tools. In order to change the degree, you can go any which way with it if you have them both loose. With them both loose, you're free to change this however way you want it to. You're going to want to have it set in place about even with where the guide is going to be, or the blade. The blade you're going to want in the center of this bearing, and it's going to be resting about an 1/8 inch away from the bearing. To set it in place, you can hand tighten it to get it to stay. I'm going to put the blade in just so I could tell where I need to be. Too far forward, so I'm going to move back a little bit. Now we're about an 1/8 inch away from the bearing, and we're also riding in the center of it vertically. You can tighten these two up, just finger snug them to make sure that it's square this way, and then you'll tighten the top one, the 7/8 bolt. Now you can go ahead and tighten the 9/16. It moved on me, so you're probably going to want to hold it when you see. I was just holding this square to the blade when I was tightening these down. Alright, once we have our guide body seated in the proper place with these two bolts adjusted right so that the blade is riding properly near the bearing, we're ready to adjust the shoes part of it. Make sure that it's loose to start, and you could just let gravity seat the top one. Then you just push up on the bottom one. Just put very little pressure on it, and with a 3/16 Allen head wrench, or Allen wrench, you can just snug that up. Here are our guide shoe brackets. We have two different styles here. This one here is our old style, which we changed over the winter of 2014 to this style. I want to explain the difference in them so that when you're ordering, you know exactly what you have on your mill. Previously, this is the old style, used a pin, a square pin that's pressed into the upper bracket, which will set into the lower bracket, and that's how it slides or adjusts. The new style, we use these rails on the side, which that's how it would go on. It's a lot better fit and it stays square. If you do have the old style shoe brackets, if you call and place an order, we ask that you would order one lower and one upper, just so that we can assure that they'll match when you receive them. And to order the upper shoe, the new style, it would be under part number BLG-01-04, and that's $7.50 for one. And for the lower, it would be BLG-01-05, and that's also $7.50. Here is a set of our guide shoes. If you were to call and order under this part number, the BLG-01-01, you would receive two of these, two actual guide shoes, a bolt, and a nut for both of them. And these are universal on which way they could face, because it could mount in this way, or it could also face the other direction. So for $22, you would get enough to shoe one with guide. Proper setup and adjustments. This block should never get damaged while being used. If it does by chance get damaged, we do sell them separate as just the guide body, and it would be under part number BLG-01-06, and it'd be $100. Here are some other parts to the guide assembly. We have the fastener bolts for the top and bottom of the guide, which are seen here, and it's also holding on the bearing on the bottom. This bolt is a regular metric 10mm with a 1.5 thread, and it's 25 millimeters long. If you were in a pinch and had to replace this quick, you could probably find it locally. If not, you could just give us a call and we could send it out to you. Here's the bearing that is used on the guide. Our part number, if you want to call and order, would be BEA-03-06-16, and we get $7.50 a piece for this. If you did need to find this locally, you could probably find it under the 6200-2RS number. Thank you for watching our video breakdown on our small Hud-Son guide. I hope this helps you, and have a nice day.